my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and we got a whole bunch of people today. Actually, maybe 2 or 3 more. I invited a bunch of people, so it's going to be a bit of a party. We're going to have lots of people. We'll let Steven show 1 or 2 books, and yeah, we're gonna, So we got Steven, we got Tyler, Pocketful of Comics, and Matt, who's preparing, I can see, for his YouTube channel, which will be Matt Likes Comics. So that's going to be a future thing on YouTube, future sensation.
So the Lord Reptilius went away.
Well, it was the name, people found that confusing. And since it was just an inside joke anyways, I figured I'd get rid of it.
Well, Matt Likes Comics is very good. I like it.
Yeah, that's the one I went with, too. He gave me a list of
8 out of 9 people picked this, so I figured it was kind of.
So 8 out of 9.
Yeah, I was one of the 8.
Mm.
So yeah. So
my daughter was the 9th, and since she's only 11, it doesn't really count.
Well, no, it counts. Every vote counts. Like, children are the future, right?
Oh God.
I know we're totally screwed, but
children are our future.
But yeah. So
let's see what kind of deep pockets full of comics has got.
Okay, so we got 1 second. I'm just gonna say hi to everybody. Came in.
Andreas.
Hi, Andreas.
Steve.
Big Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Lau.
Bleeker. See, I actually said hi, Bleeker. I actually clicked him. And then, he had several Zombie Tramp, so he's now a real collector. If you have Zombie Tramp, you're pretty much a real collector at that point.
Into the vortex of Zombie Tramp.
And then,
good thing that didn't happen to me.
Yeah, now you're a real collector now. You've joined the league.
I'm a real collector now. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's like, it's like Pinocchio. Once he got Zombie Tramp, he became a real boy.
I like them a lot.
Okay, so by the way, I might be a little off today. I just got like my wisdom tooth pulled out.
You're kidding.
This side of my face is still semi-frozen. It's like,
well, did they take it whole, or did they have to break it up and pull it out?
So actually, it came out, and they're like, oh, but there's like a little piece left inside. So that little piece was like, I felt like it felt like this big thing coming out of my face. Like, it was just like, but it was like,
I had all 4 of mine out.
It was like a little chip. It was very painful.
I had all 4 of mine out 2 at a time, and all of them were down underneath the gums. That's what they call impacted. Mm-hmm. And they sliced and diced me, but good. But that was like back in.
Mine wasn't impacted. It was just that they said it was like, needed to be.
I've had 1 out, but it was none of mine have broken in, so they had to go in underneath because I had one that was
impacted.
Impacted,
Mm-hmm.
But it was infected. The other 3 were fine, so they didn't touch them.
Well, this one they didn't touch for a long time, but they said, it's really, you're not brushing it properly. It's kind
this
of like
is such old guy conversation. This is such old guy conversation.
Okay, see, Zombie Tramp, we'll get back to Zombie Tramp. That's important. So, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to let Pocketful of Comics go first, and he's going to show us something.
He has more than one pocket. Alan, he has more than one pocket. He has pockets full.
Pockets. Yeah, I said pockets full.
2 pockets.
Hot pockets. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Whatever you want to call me, Alan.
Okay, we'll go with pockets full of comics. Okay.
Awesome. A rare occurrence. You're gonna see my glasses. I never wear them, but I'm here in Iowa.
Yeah, you're actually embracing the inner nerd. It's pretty awesome.
I know. I was like, oh, that'll fit.
You mean like
channel,
having vision?
Having vision.
I took my daughter out to our play set, and the slides are just yellow with pollen. It's so bad here in Iowa. So the allergy.
You can't wear your contacts?
No, they like my contacts. They say with your allergies, your eyelids get little bumps, and it pulls my contact around in my eye, so it just drives me nuts. So I haven't taken them out. So I'm going to schedule LASIK, I think, to get that done. But enough about my eyes.
There's a lot of medical advice being given on this show. This is a very medical-oriented show.
Things are great here at the home.
Everyone's leaving already, probably. But okay, so I got back 10 books from CGC. These are the first 10 books that I cleaned and pressed, and I did these because I knew that Alan would like them. So that was my main purpose here. So that's how I picked these books. So a couple of the books I had seen on this channel, like this first one, I believe Stephen had this book not that long ago.
I do.
That's a
Diary
really good one.
Secrets. So this is Diary Secrets number 10. This is a Matt Baker cover. I actually, when I sent this, thought it was going to be a lower grade than the 1.5.
I actually am glad that that's a 1.5 because I was telling you all your collection. I thought it was all low grade. At least there's one book that was low grade.
This is it, yeah.
I feel semi-vindicated. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the lowest grade book. But it was Matt Baker. It's pretty cool. I like it.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So I saw this book on your YouTube live first, so that's why I brought it back, and that's why I graded it. So
Beautiful.
cool. So this book was the book I was the most disappointed in because I thought it would get the highest grade that I sent, and I still don't believe the grade that I got. It's Millie the Model, number 25.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
So
saw
again,
that in your video
3.5.
today. That's a nice one.
It's so clean. Like, I really
doesn't-
thought this was going to get like a 5.
It doesn't look like a 3.5 actually.
I'm
What's
telling
wrong
you,
with
in
it?
person, it looks really good. So I think it must be this corner. It has just a tiny bit of paper missing, and I'm like, they had to have just hammered that because of that. But
That's probably it.
That's it right there.
But that's actually a good thing. Like, well, as if I was buying that, it would be a good thing because then it's just like it's the back
like
that's
beautiful.
bad. It's not it presents really well.
yeah, there's.
Well, I
nothing
feel
wrong with the front.
bad for you, Tyler. I think that's unfair. I don't say it's a good thing. That's terrible, terrible.
So we'll just charge for the price of a 5 if it's going to Alan. So
That's right.
we all know that that's the real truth. So that was the second book. This is a pretty cool one. This is one of the early books I talked about on my channel.
That's a good one. Yeah.
This is an LB Cole cover.
That's a great
This is
one.
Popular Teenagers 8.
And
That's
it's
So,
not
I'm
even
happy.
accepted. It's actually Star Comics, right?
This is Star Publications. Yeah, 1951.
Yeah. So they actually would make because they were quite popular. They would actually make reprints of this book.
Oh, really?
And it would be called accepted. What was it called? Accepted publications or something like that.
It's a
And
cool
those are
book.
reprints, but this is the first print.
Correct.
The funny
Yeah.
thing is, it's that the book itself is actually just got a unique cover, and it has like I believe reprinted material inside, which is
Yeah, so I looked this one up, and I mean, there are some pretty good books that have sold even with the low grade that are of this one. So
Oh, no,
yeah.
that's a great. That's a great cover, and it's got the wild babes running around. I mean, the cover content on that is excellent.
it usually goes for like 100 to 150 per point. So-
I just can't get over the
Yeah.
amount of detail on there. Like not just the figures itself, but the backgrounds with the little splashes in the water and the waves. Like it's amazing that much detail still came out on the cover, even after.
Well, they
printing.
also have the bucket full of lobsters about ready to be baked or boiled.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I can't see that part, but yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
that
the
too.
little
Yeah.
bucket at the bottom there.
Yeah,
That's a
so they're
really
going
nice
to cook
one.
the lobsters. But yeah, I looked it up, and it looked like you were right, Alan, about $100 a point on this one. So
Yeah.
pretty cool book.
That's what I would guess. Yeah.
I really like that one. This is an Alan special. It's a Nellie the Nurse
Oh, that's a really cute one. Yeah.
in a 4.0. This is Nellie the Nurse number 36. Stanley Story, Howie post cover and art.
Strange thing is
she's
that's
just
really
fixing them
good
up.
grade for this book, by the way. It's always
Yeah.
beaten up Nellie the Nurse. That copy of it. I've seen dozens of copies of it. and It's
Dozens?
always like a 2.0. So that's
Yeah,
really
and
good grade.
there was a copy at the last show Alan and I were at. And it was pretty beat up.
Really? Yeah. This one's in good
Dozens?
shape. Same with the back. Really nice.
Very nice. What is that on the back?
The back is a two-tone
Florence Nightingale.
fashion.
Looks like yeah. It's like some fashion thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Skylark, what is it?
Skylark Originals. You can prepay for the two-tone outfit for this lady. It's only $10.98 for the two.
Oh, not bad.
And you send away, and then she comes from the Orient to your house.
I think that's how it works for $10. So
Oh, not
pretty
too
cool
bad.
book. Yeah.
Very nice.
This one, the Fritzy Ritz number 23.
That cat is hilarious.
Cat jumping on a lot of cats jumping on him.
Yeah,
The
but it's the
question
white
is, why
cat.
is he dressed like a fish? Anyways.
It's a good question. She
All the rest of it is absolutely true, Alan.
told you not to wear a costume or wear a fish outfit to a costume party.
My guess is this is a
Okay.
couple's costume gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
So because she's got him on, like she's got a fishing rod and everything, and she's got him hooked.
Yep. And now the cats
That's
are
very cute.
attacking him. So, yeah, United Features Syndicate, 1952, and an Ernie Bushmiller cover and art. So, I was happy with the 5 there on that book. Pretty cool.
Very.
Nice. Very nice.
This was probably one of my
So,
favorite
Wait,
and the most
so was
valuable.
it expensive to get these graded by CGC?
No, $40 a piece. So for all
Oh.
10 books, it's $400. You know, and realistically, a couple of the smaller books cover that. So
No
Yeah.
excuses. No excuses now, Alan.
now I know what they're worth, Alan. So
Oh
it's
no!
unfortunate for you. I know.
I thought they were all dollar bin books.
This
Cam
is a good
Union
one.
has a question. Alan, Cam Union has a question with
Oh
regards
yeah,
to that
just
Nellie
quickly,
Nurse.
back to Nellie the Nurse. The reason they're usually beat up, I'm not really sure what the reason is, but for some reason, whenever I see them, they're always beaten up. Usually people draw on them, and I don't know.
Well,
people always-
the one we saw had a bunch of cracks across the dark the Nelly in the background.
black.
behind Nellie. Yeah. And I think that they were all color breaking, so that's probably people folding.
And there
them
are
in pockets.
some in this one, but they're just pretty minor. But yeah, I
pretty
could see
minor,
how it was beat up.
Yeah, that one's quite nice though.
This is my favorite one from the order.
Another Matt Baker.
Yep, Matt Baker, Teenage Romances. I also saw this book. I believe Steven showed it not that long ago.
I did indeed.
This is number 31 in a 4.0. Rick Estrada, Nina Albright, and Hy Rosen art with a Matt Baker cover. St. John Publications, 1953. So,
Tyler,
Probably my favorite.
if you haven't read those, you can go on Comic Book Plus, and then you plug in the
Plus.
number, and then you can read the whole stories. And there's a writer named Dana Dutch, okay? And
Okay.
Dana Dutch is sordid, and he's dark, and he's very, he's evil, and he's smutty. Which is of course brilliant writing. So, but when Baker is drawing the inside stories, a lot of times when Dana Dutch is sort of his co-pilot, the stories are really sordid. It's wonderful
Interesting.
stuff. High art.
Higher.
awesome. I'll have to check it out for sure. He doesn't ever sign his covers, right? Or Matt Baker didn't
No, he
sign
does.
covers?
Not
does
many. Not many, but he does sign a few.
Does he? Okay. Yeah. I was happy with the 4.0 here. And it's a white pager. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Oh,
so that
that's
made it
really
Well,
really
that's
cool.
that's amazing, and that's a high
Yeah.
grade for that book.
Again,
That's 4.0 white page.
That's a premium. That's a premium for that particular book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really good shape.
That's a great
that
cover too.
This one, I still don't really know about. I just kind of sent it because there was a lady with a red dress on it. True Secrets. Let's see if I can show it better here. This is True Secrets number 11.
And who's the artist on that one?
Art was Hank Chapman story, Warren
Al
Broderick,
Avison.
Sid Shores, and Cal Massey art with a Christopher Rule cover.
Christopher Rule. There you go.
Okay.
So it just looked kind of like it fit the bill, and I wanted to get 10 books, so I sent it. So 3.0 there.
Oh, that's what you do. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
cool book, though.
Yeah, it's really cool. Just good.
I
girl
would
stuff.
say there's
So
probably a very low census on that.
I think I looked it up, and I couldn't even find a census. If they're,
So
I
you
don't
are
know.
the census. You have you dominate the census.
I might be.
So what you do is you say that that's the highest on the census.
So that's where I'm headed with this next book.
Actually, didn't you say that on your video today? Or
On this book, I did. This is the highest on the census because there's nothing on census. So
That's a
Patsy
great
Walker,
cover.
number 36,
Okay.
in a 5.0, and there are none on the census. So this is the highest on the census. So that's kind of neat. How do you say his name? Is it Jaffe? Al Jaffe?
Al Jaffe. Yeah.
Jaffe.
Al
Yeah,
Jaffe.
Jaffe.
Okay, so Al Jaffe, cover and art, Timely Comics, 1951. Patsy
Al
Walker.
Jaffe was famous for Mad Magazine.
Yeah, wasn't he the guy
Okay.
that did all the fold-ins?
Yeah, a lot of them. And then he also did, I think he was editor for a little while as well.
Nice. So yeah.
After Feldstein retired.
Yeah.
So that's funny because I think, I've got a Mad coming up here, but so that was Patsy Walker 36, and this is Patsy Walker 37.
What? Sometimes comic name musings is very hard.
So this is, we've got 36 and 37.
That the one with
Patsy
the
Walker.
fish cover is awesome.
So that one is interesting. So I actually looked it up in terms of, so Steven actually has a Canadian version with that cover, but it's a different issue number. That's
Yes.
the American edition.
Interesting.
And that goes for around 200 to 250 is kind of a ballpark.
I would say that's
Ballpark,
like I think it's a 375 looking at that to me.
Well,
Don't listen to Steven. No, seriously,
Yeah.
I looked it up. There was like a 7.5 that sold for around 300.
Well, just because they put the prices there doesn't mean you have to sell it for what they say, if you even choose to sell.
Okay.
those are not the Allen prices. Allen prices are always 25% higher, I've heard.
Fair enough. Thank you. You
multiply
got
it by
the memo.
No,
You got the
multiply
memo. That's
price
excellent.
by 0.25. Isn't that how it works?
I think so. So, I thought that was pretty cool to have 36 and 37 and get them in such high grades. I thought 4.5 and 5 were pretty cool. So
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that was great.
Excellent.
Patsy Walkers. So then the last book I have that I'm going to show, and then I'll let someone else take over, is Mad number 4.
Great cover.
Great.
Beautiful
One
Four or
sec,
five.
one sec here.
I really like the stories in the horror, but the Mad comics before the magazine are probably my EC favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
He had quite a few of them. Actually, I have 2 of this one. And I don't want to beg people for subscriptions, but if you subscribe when I hit 1,000 views, I'm going to give the other one away, or 1,000 subscribers. So
I already
Feel them
subscribed today.
Tyler, the way
There
you're
you go.
displaying it now, it's about a 30-degree turn to the edge nearer to you towards you. And that generally gets other side. You had it the other way on that side, and then just you see you can either go 30 degrees there and back a little bit. You see, and that knocks all the glare off it.
Yeah,
I
glare
think mine's
drives
still
me
on
nuts.
its way. I actually have that book on its way to me.
Oh, really? Nice. I
Mhm.
saw you just you picked up a couple in the last video of yours I watched. You had like
Yeah.
5 and 6, maybe?
Yeah, I just finished. I like those 2 were earlier buys, but then I have some at my Stackery account, and now I have like the run of 1 through 10.
Awesome. I thought about going for the run after I got this one because I have 3 and 4 in the other box that I didn't grade yet. But I looked at the prices of the ones and I was like, oh, yikes.
Hi, Biggie.
So,
Hi, Brian.
The
Hi,
one
Big
last
B.
thing, and then I'll let you show it. Just quickly show it. So
Yep.
I love the early Mads because they all are kind of these good girl art covers. I really like that about them.
That's one of the reasons I like them too. But also, I was a big fan of some of the inside features, like Super Duper Man. That was just hilarious.
Yeah.
When I read that for the first time in a Mad collection in my early teens, I was hooked. I was already a fan of the magazine, so
I was a big fan of Don Martin and what else? I like Spy versus Spy and all those ones.
now, I'm a Dave Bergman myself, but a lot of that's the art.
The only thing that, as a kid, when I would get Mad as a subscription, like there was so
Why
much
did you get Why did you get mad? Okay, go ahead.
But I didn't understand half the comic, like because it was, or magazine I should say, because it was like all like political stuff, like American politics, and usually maybe a generation earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's how I found out who Spiro Agnew was.
exactly. It's like, who are these people? Yeah.
That's funny.
So how are you doing, Brian?
Working like crazy.
You look a little tired.
I am very tired, and I have to work tomorrow,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's always
great.
fun.
which is my birthday. I have to work.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh, happy birthday.
How many years have you been orbiting the planet?
Long enough to know better, but short
Then
enough
to
to do
say
it
how
again.
many times you've orbited the Earth. Okay.
So
53. I'll be 53.
53.
52. Congratulations.
No, 53, right?
Work
you
to
say?
53. Yeah.
53. Very good.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll be tied for a few months.
Oh, then you're turning
It's a race.
54?
Yeah, I'll be in October. I'll be 54.
Wow.
And Alan, you're 51, aren't you?
I'm 51. Yeah.
And Tyler's 18.
And Tyler's 18.
33.
33.
Very
See,
good.
Close enough.
Isn't that cool?
Close enough.
You feel like a youngin when you're 33. That's pretty awesome. That's like,
Man, I don't know if I
No,
do.
you got life's pounding on you when you're 33. When you get up to 50 and the kids are older and they're off your back, when they're little, they require an enormous amount of attention. Plus
So
their
much.
energy siphons as well, because you never notice how tired you are when you're around them. Yeah, that is a device they have. It's in their spine, and it basically radiates out, and you go in there, do, and after 20 minutes, you're beat, and you haven't done anything. Okay, that's what that is. I actually did research on that. I couldn't understand why every time I'm around my kids, I was beat, and I didn't do anything. They're
You're not
amazing.
wrong.
Hey, Spin Rack.
So I got
Shall I
something
go?
comic related today.
What's that?
Oh, wait.
So our friend Ryan, the Colossus Collector, has been looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
this for a while, and I didn't even realize it until I was drinking it.
Oh, what?
Oh, a
wait.
Colossus can of cola?
It's the Colossus can. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Is
really
it
cool.
is it a 12-ounce can or a bigger?
it's just a regular can of cola. Yeah.
Are you going to send that to him, or is he just still looking?
I don't. It would explode. I would think. I have to send it to him empty. But yeah.
So did Marvel do like a whole bunch of different ones?
Yeah, so he's been looking for a while. He said he's got a whole lot of Daredevil and a whole lot of Deadpool, but no Colossus yet. So
Oh, I mean, can't you just go to the store and buy like whatever cans they have?
yeah, they come in the case. The case is kind of a
You gotta
mystery
break
of
the
which
case
character
together,
can be inside the
They
case.
don't
Oh,
break
you
They
can't
did
just
the
buy
same
them
thing with
individually?
Star Wars and Pepsi up here when every time a Star Wars movie came out in the 90s. Or,
Oh,
sorry, the episode 1 to 3, I mean.
Hmm.
They did the same thing here. But it's like, I don't know how many C-3PO 7-Ups I got and had to pass off.
I think this is my first time meeting you online, so nice to meet you
Yes.
online, sir.
You too,
Oh, yeah.
right?
So Brian, Matt, Brian.
Well, we have messaged a few times, so.
All right. So you're, what's your handle in
Hi,
YouTube?
Lettuce.
I've changed it to Matt Likes Comics because as Alan said earlier, I am going to be starting a channel there of my own very soon called Matt Likes Comics. So,
But what was it before?
Lord
Lord
Reptilians.
Reptilius.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Thank you, everybody, for
That was my
birthday wishes.
Sith name, if anybody
Appreciate
was wondering what that was. It's just an old joke.
It
Hey,
sounds like
let's
a band
comics.
name. I know that you were part of a band, right?
No, the band, I was part of, the original name was Heart Attack Jack, and that was when I was the band I was in with that Brett guy you met.
Yeah.
Then I was in one called Porcelain Mannequin for a few years.
Are
Okay.
you a bass player?
I was the bass player in those
Cool.
bands.
Mhm.
You know what they say about the bass players? Okay, I'm ready to show if you'd like.
Okay. So, Stephen, let's show some stuff. Okay. How about you tell them a little bit about Fiction House? Like, give the whole history of Fiction House.
The history of Fiction House.
We're gonna get to Fiction House. I'm not going to tell the entire history. I will show a couple titles, but before I do that, I opened up boxes this last time. So Tyler, you realize that you are mic'd up. So when you are taggly dagging, it's like dancing on my spine. So
you can mute it though.
Yeah, but
you can mute it.
It's awesome. So Alan has warned me time and time again, and he said, actually not to me directly, but to the community. When he opens up his 375 pounds of comic books or 450 pounds of comics in multiple boxes and layers and layers and layers with 8,000 pounds of debris and what have you, peanuts and everything else in it. He says, I'm always deathly afraid of throwing away a book. What did I do? And I listened to it. I said, how could that happen? I did it. I bought Fantastic Four Annual #1 from Whodad, from Russell. And I squeezed him to throw in a book, which is the very first Tomb Raider. And then when I showed them, I actually found the spot on the video where it was against the book. And I just thought it was extra packaging because it was absolutely so thin. It didn't look like a book. It just looked like cardboard. So I could see myself tossing it to the side. And then Alan said, what about the extra one? I said, I don't think there was one. And he says, no, I think there was one. And by gosh, the next thing I know, I'm out in the yard, or thank God, the next morning, the light went on. I went out to the recycler. And of course, you know exactly where the book was. All the way at the bottom.
Of course.
And here it is. And the worse for wear, but this is the first Tomb Raider with Witchblade in attendance.
Very nice.
Awesome book.
Yeah,
So that's that. And then last week I also was threatening you with a parcel that I purchased from Bleecker Street Comics, who resides in St. Catharines, Canada. A wonderful gentleman, a brilliant, erudite, clean, loyal, thrifty.
Are you trying to get a discount on future purchases or something?
Well, I'm priming the pump. I'm greasing it as much as I can. So I bought this enormously expensive parcel from him. Here is a Linsner Deja Thoris.
Beautiful.
And here's this one. I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be.
Something's killing the children.
Yes.
And the book is killing the children.
Something is killing the children, not the book.
And here is Spitfire number 1 variant.
That looks cool. I don't know that.
Here is Chastity.
Oh, that's nice. That looks very like early 2000s.
Chaste and virginal.
Mm-hmm.
Here is Misbegotten, the Runaway Nun.
Oh yeah.
Sister Spectacular. Here is the Black Pearl, #1.
Hi, Ricky.
Wow.
That's interesting.
And he said, I think what you want is, he said to me, he says, I think you need to go to a beach party. I said, I do. And he says, yes. And here it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Who's the artist on that one?
It appears to be, looks like Don Gardino.
Yeah. He definitely did not miss his anatomy drawing classes.
If I don't know what it is, it's always Dan Gardino. I don't know who did it. I apologize. Here is one called Chassis, but she's not on the bottom of the car. She's in the car.
I actually just picked up a bunch of those because I thought they were really nice covers.
Here is
Adam
that's
Hughes
cool.
did some of those ones, by the way.
The Erotic Nights of Sunny Day.
Oh wow!
Great guns.
Great guns.
Is that
And then
based on a true
Superman
story?
always said, "Great Scott." I said, "Who's Scott?" And I like that Perry White always said, "Great Caesar's ghost." And then they had that one episode where some guy basically pretended to be Caesar's ghost. You keep calling me, and they even had it in the TV show too. And
Yeah, there was a comic, one of the Superman comics in the 60s where Perry White got amnesia and thought he was somebody else. And Superman dressed himself as the ghost of Caesar so that he would go, "Oh, great Caesar's ghost," and realize who he was.
Yeah, that was the pink. It's a pink cover. It's a great story. I really like that. Here is The Lady of Wrath, issue number 1. Oliver Castaneda and Austin Chuck Yin. Looks sort of Star
Okay.
Wars-y kind of thing.
I actually met the guy that did the art for that. He was at the
Alan,
Toronto
you'll
Comic-Con.
appreciate this. This is a Dave Stevens cover that I did not have, and it's absolutely perfect. It's the 3D Sheena Queen of the Jungle Dave Stevens cover.
Oh wow! Those have gone crazy, by the way.
And the glasses are here.
Those Dave Steven covers have gone really crazy lately.
But I'm hearing in some places that the Dave Stevens bubble is about to burst. So they're
Well-
recommending people wait a couple months before to start buying them again.
Sure,
I think
that's
it
for all the
should-
people that are trying to get them all.
I think it should burst because I mean some of the books that I've seen, like for example, I have like the series, the Wally Wood series that he did, and I saw somebody selling those for like $800 per issue.
They were selling at that price?
Yes,
That's too high.
yeah. So I picked them up for like $10 a piece. So that's it gives you a sense of how.
Here's lingerie. Because you do like you do. Here is looks like it's signed Mancletto, and it appears to be Psylocke.
Nice.
Very nice.
It's the certificate is Zed Wells, 42722, and the location was NoHo. NoHo? And it was verified by Unintelligible. Very cool.
Yeah, that's the reason, Bleecker. Yeah, the Drawn to Perfection is the name of the documentary. Very good documentary. I recommend you watch it.
I need
Bleecker,
to watch.
you dropped this lighter into the package. I didn't know if this was some sort of political statement. Were you giving me a political statement about this lighter? I should set fire to the books. What does it mean?
It means he was trying to make the package way less. He put in a lighter.
He put in
Yeah.
very good. I like it. Here is Unnatural issue number 1.
I have that whole run, believe it or not.
And here is another Unnatural number 1. Her little piggy tail, my God.
Mm-hmm.
And the last of the bunch
But
is
Bleecker was looking for that later. He wants you to send it back to him.
they always ask you, is there anything flammable or explosive? Oh, yes. And of course, if you say that, then my grandmother and grandfather went up to Canada. And as they were coming back into the United States, my grandmother was very put out having to wait to go through customs coming from Canada, from British Columbia, coming down into the States. And so the guard, the Mountie-looking guy, said, "Do you have any fruit, vegetables, or any kind of dope or anything like that?" And Grandma said in a flip fast, she says, "Oh yes, lots of dope." And my grandfather said, "For God's sakes, Florence," he says, "fair enough, pull over there." And for the next hour and a half, they completely disassembled the car. The hubcaps came off. And
Oh,
the
wow.
entire time, my grandfather is on an absolute burn with Grandma. What did you think was going to happen? I just didn't. Why would we have dope? He says, "That's not the point. It's a declaration." Grandpa, I heard Grandpa told that story at least 2 times that I can remember, probably told it more. But Grandma always would sort of sit there kind of sheepishly.
I had
And
something similar to that happen actually. You know how when you go into cross the borders in the airport, right? You always have to fill out those declaration things. Do you
yeah,
have any firearms? Have you traveled to a farm? And the answer is always like no, right? My
yes.
wife accidentally, because they switched the order of the boxes,
Oh,
and she was just used to filling them out, like because she travels a lot.
da,
But
da,
they
da,
switched
da,
the
da.
order, so she said yes to everything. Yes, we have firearms. Yes, we're smuggling like everything you can imagine. Yeah. So
Oh
so they
no.
they pulled my whole family over. They were interrogating us. It was awesome.
If
That's
there's one thing that I've learned from the few times I've crossed the border, do not mess with the American border guards. They do not have a sense of humor.
Hmm. But
The
that was in the
Canadian
airport, so that
guy,
was even worse.
the Canadian guy, if he can catch you, I'd be shocked because they're usually my size and
Mhm.
and holding a donut. So
this donut means business, folks. I'll
the
show one
American
more.
guys, the American guys look like they just stepped off the Marines. Like they all look.
Grandpa said, he said, never, the border guards, God,
No
if they'd
friendly.
opened it, they would have confiscated it, wouldn't they?
Probably.
Wow. So, Bleak, I wanted to thank you very much for the lighter. Okay, so, and
No, they didn't. They just stopped us. They knew that we explained that we accidentally said yes to everything.
what country were you going from or going into?
It was from, I think it was from Canada to US.
Okay, fair enough. When I went up to Lopez Island, we went up one time and then they stopped us. They thought we had pot and they were going through my sister's luggage. And they were going through she had underwear and stuff in this because we had gone up to Canada, whatever, for a while
Hmm.
and stayed at the Empress Hotel or the Empress Hotel in Victoria and
Yeah, it's the Empress, yeah.
done all that, the high tea and all that other stuff. And so these guys were spending a lot of time going through my sister's underwear. It was really something. I took a picture. I'll have to show you guys. But they took an inordinate amount of time and they pulled the hubcaps off. They thought we were dope dealers or something. I'll show one more. Here is a PEP that I had got last time.
Oh,
that
nice. I have that one too.
Different kind of.
Nice.
It's nice. I have it.
I have that one too. I like that one.
I would like to do my Alan impersonation. I have that. That was in my. Did you take that from my cart? Is that mine? I think that's mine. Oh wait, how much did you pay? I paid less. Okay, fair enough. And I already have that. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Mine's lower grade though. How about that?
Oh, okay. Well, this was an auction on eBay, and I think that the opening bid was $125 or $130 for a 9.4.
Is it a gray label or is that's my eyes?
That's your eyes. It's a blue label.
Okay, blue label.
It's
Okay.
the newsstand edition. It's a 9.4 with white pages.
Very nice.
Gee, Archie, I wonder if
I think that's supposed to be Cheryl Blossom's last appearance until like they sort of stopped with her and then
they phased her out.
Yeah, for a little while.
You know,
and then
it's
brought her
Is she
back.
back now?
Yeah, she's back now.
Oh yeah, she's back
yeah.
I
now.
was going to say, didn't they bring her back for the TV show?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the point is they stopped for a little while. I don't know why they stopped. She's a great character.
This is from September of 1984. It's PEP number 396, and it is a Dandy Carlo cover.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's my chunk for now. Incidentally,
Nice.
the artwork I put out today are commissions that I did, original art to a certain degree. I think we lost Tyler. I saw something. There was a little message that popped up.
Oh, okay.
In behind me, though, to this side, right there.
Well,
That's
thanks, Tyler, for coming.
yes,
Okay, go
thanks,
ahead.
Tyler. That's Greg Horn. He did I told that whole story about Greg Horn. He
Making
did
it so
Harley
people can see
Quinn.
it.
Right there. That is Pete Woods, and that is I can't think of her name. Nicole. That's Nicole. Then that's who is it? For heaven's sake, Kiesel, Carl Kiesel. It's not Kessel, it's Kiesel. And then up above the Hawkman is the one up the top. That's by Rags Morales. And next to him is another Pete Woods. I'll just show these while I'm here.
They're hard to see from that far. I mean, for me, I'm on my cell phone here.
And Beckerman will be happy that I'm wearing my red plaid.
I have the same bottoms, by the way. Well, I'm just saying.
Here is.
But mine are higher grade.
Of course. Of course. That goes without saying,
I have
Alan.
that.
Okay.
I have that.
I have that. I have that. What'd you pick?
This
I
is
paid
why
less.
I've enjoyed watching these shows for the last few months.
Okay.
This repartee.
This is Rags Morales. I said, put all the weapons you could on him, and I want him absolutely foaming at the mouth mad. He says, you got it. And it took him 4 hours, I think, to create this, to produce
Wow.
this. He spent an awful lot of time on the shading of his abdomen, and the wings took forever. And it's if you can't quite make it out, he's right by a volcano, and the lava is running down underneath him.
Wow.
But I really loved Rags Morales' run on Hawkman. I really, really liked it. I think he's a very, very nice guy. And he wasn't even supposed to be there. Some guy bilged out, and then he filled in at the last minute. It was great. I got 4 things done. I completely monopolized him for the 3 days. I got 4 different pieces from him.
Nice.
And this is Pete Woods from 2015 of Batgirl and Power Girl. And I said,
wow.
do you suppose that they might have liked each other? He says, would you like me to have them like each other? I said, I think that would be appropriate because they're good friends.
Appropriate.
So that's what he did. Isn't that fun?
Well, that is,
The
it is
background is
interesting.
amazing, though.
His perspective and everything else. Pete Woods is really good.
So what's okay? She's sitting on like a ledge. Is it?
Batgirl's sitting on a ledge, and Power Girl is floating up between her legs,
Oh, nice. Okay.
like
Very
you
cool.
do.
As
Like you do.
I was going to say, as one would do in this situation.
Mhm.
One must do.
Mm.
That's me. I'm ready for. Wait for my next turn in rotation. And Alan, I have Fiction House. I have
brought
one,
a ton of
two-
Fiction House because that's
I
what
have
that we're
1,
showing.
2, 3. I have 4 boxes of books that have arrived, and I have original art from Shane McCormick to show
Very nice.
as well from Ireland.
From Ireland. Okay.
I will put these back so you can't see them, and I will transfer. Maybe Mr. Matt, who likes comics, has something to show.
Yeah, I was gonna say either Bigby or Matt. Do you have?
If Brian wants to go first, go ahead.
They don't want to know.
I'm totally unprepared. I got home and got a message from Alan.
Alright, so we-
Okay, well then I'll
He's
go ahead.
just adding an okay. Come on, Matt.
Are you
lay it
ready,
on
Matt,
us.
or like I can show?
Yeah,
stuff
no,
if
I've
you
got stuff. I got easy access.
want. Okay. Well,
After work today, I spent some time.
okay,
digging
so
some stuff out.
show some stuff.
Okay, so what I've actually pulled out is more of what I'm going to do on my future channel here. I've got a couple of different things planned. One of the things is something I used to do when I did a blog about 6 years ago. Is I'm going to have one of my kids pick out a random book from my boxes, and then I'm going to do a review of that book.
Okay, that's a
That'll
good
be
idea.
one of the shorter ones. Every so often, I want to have a discussion with people. Bring on some people. We'll have a discussion. So show some books.
Mhm.
And other times, I just want to talk about random characters I like, random concepts I like, and I'll pull out, like I'm going to do right now. I'll pull out a whole bunch of books on that concept. just to give you an idea, today I decided to go with the man from Pepto-Bismol because I've been talking about him a lot, and I actually have a lot of his important appearances. So I'm going to start. This here is Adventure Comics 303, which I got recently.
Very good.
Is the origin and first appearance. Well, not quite the origin, just a bit of the origin of Matter Eater Lad. Yes, the guy everybody makes fun of, but it's the start. We don't learn more than the planet. We learn about the planet he's from, his superhero name, what his power is, and how everybody from the planet has the same power because all the food there was poison. So they had to adapt to be able to eat on the planet.
I always thought it was so funny when I read that he was from the planet Bismol. And
the capital city is Pepto.
Yeah.
Okay. The next big story, he's in a couple of stories. I think he was listed as having 7 total appearances in the Legion Adventure run, but he only plays a major role in a couple of them. This one here is one of the ones he plays a major role in. It's a 2-issue story with adventures 344 and 345.
I love that.
It's called the Super Stalag of Space. On the first part, it's a bunch of the heroes fall for a fake. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure there's no glare here.
So what you got to do? Put
Tilt
the other
to
book
the
down.
30-degree turn.
Put the other book down.
There we go.
And then just use both hands to kind of navigate it a bit. Yeah. It's better. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I moved all my computers and stuff around today to try.
Yeah, right there is good. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Super Stalag of Space. As a small background, the reason they went with the word Stalag was the Bob Crane show Hogan's Heroes was popular at the time, and that takes place in a German prisoner camp, which were known as Stalags during the Second World War, I believe. And so basically, the Legion falls for a false call for help, and this gentleman named Nardo, who's on the front here, captures them, and they're put into prison. Basically, what happens at the end of this book is that Matter Eater Lad and another kid by the name of Blockade Boy, who's in the camp, who's not a Legionnaire, try to escape. By Matter Eater Lad, there's this great panel of him eating the cavern and tunnelling out. Okay, leading to the second part, he gets caught and gets scheduled for execution by Nardo, who has these special ray guns. Superboy shows up, the real one. On the other cover, it's a fake one, if you read the story. The real Superboy shows up and jumps in front of it just in time to save Matter Eater Lad from dying. But the contact with his super body has altered the ray so that Matter Eater Lad comes out super, super fat. We're talking 400 pounds type, my 600-pound life type fat. The next one he's in, he gets captured by somebody by the name of Evilo in issue 350, which I didn't pull out. However, here is issue 351. It's the second part of the Devil's. They call it the Devil's Dozen storyline. Excuse me. Matter Eater Lad gets cured of his extreme caloric transformation by one of the scientists working for Evilo, who decided to go behind his back. He also regrew Lightning Lad's arm, and I believe Bouncing Boy didn't have his powers at the time. He gave him his powers back, and from the point that he got captured, he was a little bit mentioned in this story, but for Adventure, that's pretty much. That's pretty much his last issue of the run that he's in any capacity. He's mentioned briefly in the Adult Legion as someone as in a future job, which does happen, which we'll get to. His next big appearance was in Action Comics number 381 after the Legion and Supergirl Supergirl left. Basically, the Legion and Supergirl swapped books. She took over Adventure, and the Legion went to the action for about a year in the backup stories. And in this one, we discover more about Tenzel's life. By now, we know his name is Tenzel Cam. But also, we discover that his father is an alcoholic and that they depend on his Legion paycheck to survive.
Who's Tenzel Cam?
The Matter Eater lad. That's his real name.
Oh, really? Okay.
We learned that his name is Tenzel Cam by this point.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But basically, the story is that Tenzel has had enough with his family. So he decides to take his paycheck. Instead of giving it to his dad so his dad can drink and gamble it away, he ends up taking Shrinking Violet out on a date. And that's basically the story that's in this issue. And it really helps his, because he's feeling bad about himself and all this stuff. And it makes him feel better, and it makes Shrinking Violet feel better because she's feeling neglected by her boyfriend, duplicate boy at the time. And it's basically until Matter Eater Lad resigns from the Legion, which he ends up doing because, as per the Adult Legion story, he got drafted into politics on his world. On Bismol, people are put into politics. They don't choose to go into politics. The thought behind that is, well, this person won't be corrupt that way. He returns. He returns once in the Superboy Legion run. In this book here, which is the second part of a story, Superboy and the Legion 251, Brainiac 5 brings Tenzel back because there's a device called the Miracle Machine that is causing problems, because what the Miracle Machine did, it came from the controllers who had created the Sun Eater. And basically, this machine would take any thoughts from somebody who was nearby and make that a reality. And they realized it was too dangerous to exist. At first, the Legion put it in Initron, but they discovered that even putting it in Initron, which was the hardest substance in the universe, wasn't enough to keep it from being used for evil purposes. So in order to destroy it, they had Tenzel eat it.
Wow.
However, Matter Eater Lad went insane as a result of eating the Miracle Machine. He stays insane for the greater part of 3 years and doesn't get cured until issue, I want to say it's just before Superboy.
Those comments need to be rebagged.
Some do, some don't. Some are recently rebagged. So, but thanks though. Anyways, the next big Matter Eater Lad story was actually in this special here from 1985 for the Legion of Substitute Heroes, where there's an issue on Bismol, and he sends out a call for the Legion, but the Legion's busy doing something else, so the substitutes come. And it's just one puck up after another, as they say, because the substitutes in this period with Keith Giffen in charge, well, this is just before he did his Justice League International, so he gave them the same treatment, where they couldn't quite get everything right, and they were telling stupid jokes, and things worked themselves out in the end, but Tenzel barely kept his job doing it, and that was the last major pre-crisis appearance of Tenzel. And the last book I have from it is from the volume 4, which is they call the 5 Years Later Legion. Tenzel's on the cover. He has become a DA on Earth after no longer being the president of his planet. And he's become not only a district attorney on Earth that's really good at his job, he's become very famous doing it. And in this book, he's got that attitude. I picked this one because he's on the cover, but there's about 5 or 6 books he's in doing this. And he picked up a catchphrase by this point where he always says, "You better hope I'm not hungry, because you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry."
Oh, wow.
That's a Bill Bixby Hulk analogy.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Again, he became a bit of a gag, but he was kind of the suave guy for a little while too. But after about, I think, Legion 17, he was done. Anyways, that's the kind of thing I'm looking to do on my channels. Take a character, pull out some appearances, talk about it.
Cool. So, Bigby, did you grab some stuff, or Brian?
I don't think Brian was going to
Nope.
do anything. He's just going to
Nope.
help us
You're
breathe
just
off.
chilling.
I'm just here
Just
for
gonna
moral
chill.
support.
Okay, you can
He's
be
here
moral
for
support.
mortal support.
Moral support.
I'm ready to go if you want me to.
Well, I didn't show anything.
Well, we should keep it that
Well,
way.
show something.
So yeah, so we're gonna play the drinking game.
There it
Okay.
is. That's exactly what it is. Who said that?
That was Fiddle Chips.
Well said. It's true.
Well, it's not that true. Okay, so we were gonna show like Steve and I had like a bunch of Fiction House comics that
Yes.
we were gonna show.
Yeah.
And Fiction House was Iger House, right? That did their
That is correct.
the
Yes.
packaging for them. So Fiction House is probably one of the more popular entry books or entry companies for the Golden Age because it's like Planet Comics, it's Fight Comics, it's Wings, it's
I'm so sorry that I
Ju-
misunderstood earlier when you said
Yeah.
that. I thought they were pulps.
no. It's so I'm going to show you a bunch of Wings. Which ones did you pick to show, Steven?
I was going to show everyone that I have. I was going to show all of my Wings,
Okay.
and I was going to show my Jungles.
Okay, so I'm going to show some Wings, and then once I'm done my Wings, I'll show some, like, I'll switch out.
Well, I'll tell you
So-
what. If you're going to show, wait a minute. If you're going to show Wings, then
Yeah.
I will show something else. I will show.
Oh, you can show different Wings.
No. I could, but I think what I will do instead is I will show Fight then,
Well,
and
I
just
got
go
Fight
from
too.
there. And maybe the Fight will be enough because I have a nice Fight selection. So I'm going to do Fight.
Okay, so we got this one is one of my actually, even though it's not a good girl cover, it's actually one of my favorite covers from the run for some reason. I just like the sci-fi element to it.
Great
It just-
Flying Saucer.
Yeah, it's a great one. This is not a. This one actually is one of the cheaper books from the run. Strangely enough.
I've
Just
never
a-
seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's. I think it's like just one of the later issues. It's one of the last
It is.
issues.
Is
It's
it a lady?
112.
Yeah. It looks like it's right at the end.
Yeah. So they said, let's go sci-fi. And didn't go anywhere. I don't know. They only did one sci-fi one. But a lot of the sort of higher numbers in Wings are good girl covers. So there's this one. This one's it's missing the centerfold, but it's got a Hitler cameo. And this is
What year is
Wings-
that one?
This is from 1942. This is Wings 26.
So that's a pretty early one. Is that a Zolnarovich cover?
No, it's Gene Fawcett.
Cool. I didn't know that Gene Fawcett did that. Gene Fawcett worked for Iger. I didn't really realize
I
that.
think everybody worked for Iger.
Damn near, yeah.
So yeah, so it's a good one too because you got it looks like some Japanese soldiers. One's getting hit in the head.
Yeah.
So yeah, for my Japanese audience. So yeah, I don't know.
That's
Actually,
a nice
what-
one.
Yeah, and strangely, I really like this cover. This is one of my favorite of the Good Girl ones. It's very simple. Probably not many people would agree, but I really like this cover. I just like the way the girl looks.
That's a later
This
one
is-
as well.
So
I
this
think.
is number 69.
Oh no,
it's
so
like-
that's earlier. That's just as the Good Girl stuff was ramping up.
Yeah.
Is that the Elias?
This is, yes, it is Lee Elias. Yeah, you even can see right there. Whoops. Wait.
Did they? Oh yes, there it is. Yeah, the look on his face, his face. I have enough because I bought all of those black cats that I
And you
have.
can
I'm
recognize
getting a
the
lot of
face.
Lee Elias, but that's a great cover.
Yeah, the funny thing is most people don't associate Lee Elias to these kind of more, I don't know, more like whenever I think of Lee Elias, I think of all the horror, the really gore horror that he did, right?
Yeah,
But he actually did really good, good girl art. So, I mean, And these
Well,
kind
Black Cat. I mean, if you want to get
Yeah.
down,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So, and then another really great one. Actually, I should have another. This is a good one, but I actually have the Captain Science that mimics this as well.
yes.
That is probably my favorite cover.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
this
great.
one's-
He's
a
not
great one.
only is the plane on fire, not only is she lashed to the fuselage.
But the guys.
A Corsair is coming in with the inverted gull wings to shoot him, and he is shooting a pistol as well. He's going to shoot her in the head as he's flying,
It's crazy.
and she's still wearing her matching orange heels. And is who did the is that a Lubers cover? It looks like it.
Yes, it is a Lubers Cup.
Is that a Stephen? Is that a Parabellum?
That looks to me to be an approximation of like a P-38 or something.
So Walther. Okay, cool. No, like wow.
Yeah, very cool book.
Yeah.
And wait, somebody asked me to show one more of the wings. I'm just gonna grab it.
Well, based on what you've shown, I will show wings. Ah, yes.
You
And
can
I'll
show
get to
yours of
mine,
this.
and
If you
I
can
will
show
be showing
yours, that'd be
those
great.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can show yours of this one. So I have a lot of raw. I have about 30 copies of wings that are raw. These are all my graded ones, though.
Fair enough. All I have is I only have a couple that are graded for wings that I have. I mean, if I do that, I think most all of them are raw.
This one is also Bob Lubbers as well.
Lubers.
What issue of Wings was it? It was 112 for the UFO.
Is that near the end of the run? I mean, is that
I believe
the
it's
last
either
issue?
I think it's either the last issue or near the last.
Second to
issue.
the last. Okay.
I think it maybe runs till 114. For some reason, that number kind of rings out of my head. But
Well,
yeah.
here, let me pick up the slack here on wings, and we'll just go.
yeah, there you go.
Bigby's drawing.
He's drawing. He's chilling.
That's right. I like that. Here is wings number 85.
I don't have that one, but I know it. It's a nice one. By the way, I never understood why Sky Girl doesn't appear in Wings.
It's one of the immutable facts of Fiction House.
It doesn't make sense. She appeared in Jumbo, but not Wings. But Wings would have made more sense. Okay, by the way, yes, I do own Scooby-Doo #1. If you really want, I can show it later.
Sort of a non sequitur, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Wings number 87. This is one of the classics. This is a big Lubers cover. He's a big leg man.
Yes. Is that proper attire if you're using a machine gun?
Well, it's every single other part of this. The story is absolutely true. And of course, you always wear high heels when you're in a bomber.
Well, she does have a green top on, so that's kind of like Army.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
military,
torn.
yeah.
It's slightly torn, and she's got her pistol belt on as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a great story here. A lot of these about okay, see you later. Watch us on replay. There's a guy named Robert Spence Jr. And Robert Spence Jr. collected comics in the late 40s, and he basically kept his books in his closet, and he kept them in a burlap bag.
Oh wow!
And so later on, his mother found them, and she asked him, "Robert, do you want these books back?" And he said, "No, Mom." She says, "Well, if that's the case," and I guess she would sell things on eBay. And so this is early on eBay. And so she basically put all of his books up one at a time, and all of them are very nice condition. And this is the first Robert Spence book. This is Wings number 89. And Alan, do you remember when I was talking about the violet tones there? You noticed down in her thigh how purple that is?
Around her butt cheek.
Also the mongoloid that is about to torture her, is torching her. He's got the purple on his face, and her face also has a lot of the purple tones to it too, in and around her neck and her eyes. They didn't crucify her, but they tied her up.
Very nice.
Isn't that an amazing book?
Yeah.
That's a very difficult book to get.
I think I have a copy of that raw as well. But yeah.
Here is
Sorry.
Robert. Here is Robert Spence again. And this is a classic cover, Wings number 90. A classic Bob Luber. She's about to be dragged off by a plane. She's got the wood. She's immobilized with that. It looks like a B-24 is firing down onto it to shoot the plane before it takes off to stop her from getting ripped to pieces. She's not wearing a brassiere. It doesn't appear that she's wearing any foundations or underwear of any sort. She has her green heels on, and again, Luber's in this instance was he gave her very nice lubes, and he also gave her nice legs.
So that and the one where she's dropped, that's Rangers that I'm thinking about, where she drops out of the plane with the parachute.
Here is another copy.
Oh, yeah, multiple copies of this one. I actually really like that cover too. That's one of my favorite.
And I have another one.
Oh wow! Were you trying to get like the good color strike? Is that what your goal was?
I kept buying them because I thought one was better than the other, but they all are pretty. This is pretty good color on this one.
Yeah, no,
but they're all high. They're all very nice grade.
Very nice.
Here is, I think maybe the best of this one. Here is this one with where it's orange, which is the reddish tones, and you'll notice that it has a transitioning color palette from orange going into gold in the middle.
I almost want to. Where's mine? I want to almost compare the two. The dress looks more yellow on yours.
Yeah. Yes.
So on mine, it's much more orange. Can I make it so that we can show it to each other? How does that work? Oh no, does this work? See, you can see how yours is much more pink, almost even the background.
Yeah.
That's okay. So Stevens is what the colors should look like. I would say.
Now don't move. Don't move.
Okay. You have a better one?
Here's another one the same way. Maybe about 15% less.
If you can zoom yours into the camera a bit more, just to, I don't know, somehow. Because if you made
it side by each, I think it would be better.
How do we do that? How do I do that?
I don't know. You're the boss.
You can take Matt and I out of the show, and it would just be you and Steven.
Remove from stage. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Just bring us back.
I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
And here's another one.
Okay.
Yeah, yours is quite. Yours really did suffer from the inks running out.
Yeah.
So I have three. I have two or three of those. I have three of those. But this has got the best. This has the best color strike.
I didn't realize. I was thinking I thought it was faded in a way that it was actually a red dress or something like that, but it's actually a yellow dress, which is interesting to me.
This is my favorite Wings cover.
Oh, it's a great one, yeah. But it's weird that I didn't realize it was pink backgrounds, like that peachy kind of background. Okay, one second. We're going to bring everyone back in. Oh, did I? No, they're still here. Okay, sorry guys.
What was the type of ink used on that? Okay.
Do what you need to do.
It wasn't. It was just that they would let the ink run out. Like they would run out.
It just seems like it seems like when you look at yours, Alan, between the dress and the background, the colors tended to run together, and it's almost like it was something. It was almost like something chemical was off.
Yeah, no, it's
in the mix of the ink.
I think what people have figured out is that what they would do is they wouldn't change the dyes or the inks, I should say.
You'll notice the variation on these two.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, maybe Stephen is correct
So
more.
so
about
the so the reds would run out first probably.
That's it.
But okay, and here's my question on that: if the Reds would run out,
Maybe it's a Canadian edition. No, it's
if the Reds would run out, why would the orange still do it? Because you would need the red ink or the magenta to make the orange.
Matt, I would like to tell you that, but then if I told you, then you would know.
I only ask because you guys know this era a lot better than I do.
The vagaries of the printing, I think that they just let the machines run. I mean, frankly, I think that's, and at the beginning of the run, it had everything it needed. It's like, I think it's just the way it was, because these were disposable. They just said, just crank them out, and the guys sit down and cut in a butt, and then it was done. It was done.
Mm.
Here's 93. And again, you look at her legs, and you can see the purpley blue outline.
Yep.
This book is famous for them putting the date stamp on her leg.
Oh, I have to check my copy of it.
And this one, instead of the girl being lashed up, the guy is lashed up on the propeller, about to have it start and have him ripped to pieces. And very interesting, you know that I have an actual Thompson. As a matter of fact, Alan, Tommy leaves tomorrow morning to go to Texas.
Wow.
To go to Texas to be sold.
You should take some pictures with Tommy before you let him go.
Well, I have that whole movie. I have that whole competition with me holding him, so I'm okay. I've owned it for decades. So this one, if you'll notice the grip that she has on the Thompson, there is a wood dowel that's been stuck into the horizontal front grip. In other words, the one that goes lengthwise towards the muzzle. But there's one that's been screwed in from underneath. I talked to the absolute expert, a guy named Tracy Hill, who is the expert on Thompsons, wrote a beautiful book on it, The American Legend. And he said that was an actual wartime fix and a wartime thing that they did. So I have no idea where Lubers got his information, but that is exactly what they would do on the field, because to hold your hand like this, rather than grab it like that to keep the barrel from climbing.
I think because of the whole war thing that was going on, a lot of the artists had gone over there, right? So, they probably want to make it as accurate for that as possible, just because,
Well, it's his amazing eye, because that's not something that generally people would even think about. They would have an approximation. This has a dust shadow, but nice colors. That's number 2. Here's the third one. Very nice colors on this. She's quite red. And her nice blue pumps.
Yeah, on this particular copy, you can see better that she's got something underneath, because you see the red. You see the red around the where her arms on the outfit, where her arms end. You see the red cuff or whatever you want to call it, they call it. So the colors on this one seem to be a lot more clearer.
Mm-hmm. And this is one I have the most of. I have 4 of this one.
Yeah, see, because on this copy, I can barely see the red cuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a great cover. I'm going to check if mine has a date stamp where you
diagonal corner to corner. Very nice. You get she's as big as she can be.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover.
And Alan, this one will look familiar to you.
Oh yeah. It's again, the colors look more pinkish in the clouds and
the
stuff.
Clouds are pink.
Yeah. Interesting.
This one doesn't have as much color. This is later in the run. This is issue number 95. We're still, when it has the big 52 pager, you're getting late. You're late in the day with these.
Okay, 1 sec here. Now I got to find my wings.
And you'll notice that she doesn't have the vertical foregrip now. She's holding it with the vertical foregrip is gone, and the horizontal is what she's holding on to. But she has a 50-round drum.
Is
Here's-
Steppo selling? You surely don't need 4.
Oh no, four is almost not enough. And I'm not trying to channel Anna Love either. I just
know. I was thinking about that.
these books were $35 to $75 a throw when I was buying them.
Okay.
As I said, he's a leg man.
Oh, my number 93 is really yellow. It's really yellow. Oh my goodness. This one's kind of cool. What?
And
So
this is right near the end.
But that's probably one of the best colored ones you've shown of this run.
Yeah, I would say so too.
colors.
It's just the way
It's
they are.
very sharp. I get that, but I'm just saying that out of the luck of the draw, this happens to be the best, sharpest one so far by the looks of it. Is it the Sky Octopus's fault?
That's the
Exactly.
only possible explanation.
You know,
Uh-oh. Now I can't find certain books. Now,
Oh, Alan, God, I what a drag.
shoot. Because I
And
know
you
I
see-
have that other one where it's the guy, yeah, that you showed. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. This
Don't drive me nuts.
this late of the day, you see jets are going up against planes. So you know it's further along. And here they actually, this is a real departure. This is issue number 102. The Cold War thriller, Doves of Doom.
I love how you could just put "of doom" against after anything.
In any aphorism, yeah.
The
Shoes,
sandwich of doom.
earwax of doom.
Not the earwax.
I have more, Alan. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just searching. Don't mind me. Keep
Well,
on. Do you want me to show more, or do you want?
Well, I have more to show. Do you want me to keep going?
You can show more. I just was trying to get my wings out.
All right. Well, I will. When you get them out, I will pull whatever it is if you want to do a comparison. I showed this one before, 1932, America's Spiciest Stories. But I wanted to show you, I got another one. And this is America's Spiciest Stories, but this one is from 1948 and it was 50 cents.
The cover's a little more risque.
Mm-hmm.
That's issue number 1, I believe.
This of 19, I think almost all of them are 1948, you know.
Yeah, no, but I think that's issue number 1.
And what was the first one then? The first one
is
was
like
number
issue
1.
4 or something like that, or some. It's not.
Okay, I'm now going to show, because I think Brian would like this, I'm going to show some art. My friend Shane McCormick
I like
in
art.
Ireland. I like art. Shane McCormick sent me his. I just got another parcel from him, and he always sends me the pieces that he works on to finalize the design. So that one Rangers that I had with the gallon green, this is one of his worksheets for that.
Okay.
And this is for the Saint number 2.
Okay.
And here was the first
Oh, nice.
rendition. And here is the first rendition of Saint number 2. And I said, I don't want her to be afraid. I want her to be comely and trying to, I can deal with you and let's talk and all that.
Okay.
I think she needs an action figure.
Here is the one where Love and Marriage, where the guy's looking through the window. And this is his blue line of what she would look like.
That was really nice. I like the blue line of that.
That is really good.
And then this was the blue line of the for the other Love and Marriage. And this is the one that has that hard-looking gal that looks like Maureen O'Hara. But I asked him to make the picture of the girl that broke his heart in Ireland. And he says, well, she's going to have a different hairdo and she's going to have freckles. And I said, that's what I want. So that was the girl that broke his heart. Here is the finished piece of that one that I showed you the sample. And instead of having the guy looking like, oh, yeah, I have a guy looking, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I showed you that there was a variant of that cover as well from the same company.
The red one, that was a different one. That was, what do I have to do for those? I didn't know if there was a variant of that one.
No. It was a variation for the Love and Marriage.
And here is the one where the guys, this is the one, the girl that broke his heart.
So
and,
I guess
it's very cold. It's very cold in the pub. It's very cold in the pub.
Yeah, by the way, Wings ran at least to 121.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Because you have them.
Yeah.
So those are my Shane McCormick's. Alan, go ahead and show.
Very nice.
Thank you, Brian. I'm monopolizing the time, and I don't want to do that. Or Matt, if Matt's got some more adventures or something.
I've got seven more
I'll
books.
Let Matt show, and then Brian can show us what he's drawing later.
These books are just okay. These books represent some of the random things that I would like to talk about over the things. This here is The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves, number 5. I just picked. Well, yeah. I mean, I just picked this up when we were out together there, Alan, and it is the first. Like, I've done a lot of research on Charlton over the years, but I've never owned a Charlton book until this one. And I was very pleased in the inside to find that there was a Jim Aparo story in here. And I found out it's the second story that Aparo ever did for Charlton.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
I was very happy with that. I'm a huge Jim Aparo fan. For those that don't know who he is, he did a lot of Brave and the Bold in the 70s, and he worked for Charlton in the 60s. He also did a lot of Aquaman, and did Batman and the Outsiders, and did the Batman main title for a bit in the 90s before he retired.
Oh, very cool.
Okay, this here is one I picked up. I picked out at random. It's All-Star Squadron 47, and it represents Todd McFarlane's first work for a major comic book company that he ever did. He did this book, and this book got him to be the artist at Infinity Incorporated, which was his first regular job before he left DC for Marvel.
That's not his first artwork, though.
It's his second paid artwork that I know of.
Because I think Infinity was his first.
No, the first Infinity work he did was 4 weeks after this came out. This was his first. He may have drawn it first, but this was the first published.
First drawn appearance, huh?
Yeah, and he did the whole book. He did the cover and the interior. He was inked by Vince Colletta in this book.
Didn't he do Coyote?
Coyote was before, but he also did some Infinity one before Coyote.
Yeah, he did 21 issues of Infinity Incorporated overall, which was about half the run.
Oh, now I gotta. Okay, just you keep talking. I'm gonna look something up.
I'm just saying, and I just thought it's neat because it's the most expensive book of the All-Star Squadron run for obvious reasons, and I think it's the only one that reaches $20.
He did Coyote number 11.
Sorry, what?
He did Coyote number 11. That's his very first artwork published.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think it was his very first, but it was his first for a major company, I think. So certainly for DC, it was his first published DC work.
Well, Coyote was under Marvel. That's epic.
Coyote's under Marvel.
Really? I did not know that. See?
Yeah.
I'm not. I will admit, when it comes to Marvel, my knowledge is not as deep as DC. And
It's his
because I
first.
thought,
It is definitely one of recognized as one of the first books where he's kind of showing that style that becomes his style, though.
And that
The one
book
there
is
with
also the
Doctor Fate.
origin of Doctor Fate.
yes, and it's the first time. Dr. Fate had been around for 50 years almost at that point, and that was the first time his origin was ever told. And that was written by Roy Thomas, who everyone knows was a big Justice Society fan. When I thought that you guys were doing pulps, I decided that I would just pull out a couple of
So the
books.
first published artwork by Todd McFarlane, just so you know, is Infinity Inc. number 13.
Then Overstreet has it wrong because they have that listed as being the first.
Yeah,
And
that's why-
everybody says
that's
that.
why.
That's odd because everybody I know says that's the first two.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
okay. No. If you're right, you're right.
They say
I
on Key Collector that the first published work in the industry by McFarlane is Coyote number 11. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and then he later did.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to stress that was supposed to be his DC. No, I mean his first DC work. But if it's not even, I mean, again,
But no, it is a key book because it is the origin of Dr. Fate.
yeah, that is true. When I thought you guys were bringing out pulps, I decided to just pull out a couple of books where the characters had originated in the pulps. So these are just a couple of issues of the Shadow I have from DC later in the, I guess it's in the early 2000s. Sorry guys, I really got to play with my lighting here if I'm going to be. I'm just starting to get the area fixed up, so. I've got someone coming over with a bunch of different lamps we're going to try soon.
Yeah, lighting's one of the most challenging things I found.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem here is I've got this really weird above light that I've never liked, but anyway. And then the other one that I pulled that again was some Conan's because again he started as in the pulps. So I pulled out the first appearance of Red Sonja here.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes, that's one of my favorite books that I own.
Very nice.
And the other one I pulled out is the earliest Conan book I have in the run, at number 18.
Oh,
I am attempting to get the entire run of the Marvel Conan.
Oh, wow.
I really like Conan. And the last book I'm going to show is a Golden Age one that I bought. When Alan got that that Wendy, the First Witch, that was worth a hell of a lot more. I pulled this out of the same box. This is Daredevil 99 from 1953. Can anybody
yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, I read it this afternoon just before. I think that the Little Wise Guys are a very interesting group. I have never read any of them. I've never even heard of them before I bought this book. But I could see why people think that they're one of those Newsboy Legion ripoffs or whatever they call them. But I have to admit that Charles Bureau is an interesting writer for 1953.
Yeah, cool.
So that's what I had tonight, guys.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Oh, where did Stephen go? We lost Stephen.
Okay, I will be right back. My son was sort of thinking he was going to bed. So
okay, so I'll show some books, I guess. Or Brian, what are you drawing?
Okay. I'm drawing a space lady fighting zombies.
All right. One sec here. I'm going to make you big.
nice.
Oh, wow. Very cool. I like the fact that you do these really, they're in like a really cool motion. And
yeah,
she gets them in the head too. That's important.
Brian,
when
I went over to Alan's house, Brian, Alan showed me some of the work that you sent him, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah, it's literally right there.
Yeah. I
Thank
sat
you.
there. I asked him, who is this? This looks really good. And he said, that's Bigby's. And I'm like,
And you said
wow.
it can't be Bigby.
No,
It
I said,
can't be Bigby. Oh my God.
I'd like it to be inked. That'd be the only thing I would ask. I wish it was inked.
Well, you know.
But it's nice. I really do like it. I have it right above me. Okay, so should I show some more wings, or do you want a different title?
Well, I've showed a lot of Fiction House, so that's going to be my Fiction House for today.
Oh,
But I
that's it?
have some other stuff to show as well, especially, and I have a big book to show you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Up to you guys.
Trekker wants more my art. You got to show your your girls
Oh,
what we
we
did
got
for
one more
you.
guest here too. Oh, Pocketful's back.
Yeah.
hey, Tyler.
I'm
What's
back.
up?
The garden's in. It's planted. We're good.
Oh,
I'm kind of back.
Isn't it 9 o'clock at night where you are?
It is. It just got dark. I got to go
Oh,
till
wow.
it's dark around here. When you have kids, you got to utilize every extra minute you have.
That is true. I get to play outside tomorrow morning.
They
There
let
you
you
go.
play outside now, Matt?
We do, as long as it involves gloves and pulling weeds.
I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot the balance of my bolt right now, Alan, and then I will
Sure.
watch you in kibitz.
oh wait, no, you can. Here. I'll let you
Okay,
go.
I bought some stuff from Houdat. Matter of fact, I bought some stuff from Houdat today.
Okay.
He was doing a box opening, and then he said, "I really don't want to sell this, and I don't want to sell that." And I said, "How much for both?" And I beat him up live, and I bought them. I won't say
Oh,
what,
wow.
but I'll show you. This was in his last auction, and it's one I don't have, and I just thought that the colors on this thing, and it's a white pager. It's Submariner number 14 from June of 1969. It is a 9.4 white pager.
Oh, wow.
I had never seen this cover before, or if I did, I never saw it. But the Human Torch, it's another fire and water battle.
Is it Basima?
Yes. Yes, this is, no, well, let's see. I believe that it's, I thought it was Marie Severin. Marie Severin and Frank Giacoya.
Oh,
Cover.
really? Wow.
Isn't that a honey? Look at the
Very
colors on this.
Looks really good.
A white pager, and this from 69, which is rather unusual. Alan, I want you to do for next Wednesday, I'm going to ask a question. I want you to track down these 3 clodhoppers and find out what it was like to sell seeds.
I don't think I can do that, but yeah.
The one guy looks sort of like a young Jim Reeves. And so because I spent more than $200, he said I could choose a 9.8 variant slab for free.
Wow.
And so I chose this one.
So he gave you that for free.
That is correct.
Wow. That's a really cool cover too.
A 9.8 crossover number 5 from Image. It's the Gallagher variant and it's John Gallagher did this cover. Isn't that cool?
It's very cool. I like that a lot, actually.
The giant guy's got a guy has a tanker in his hand, one hand.
Yeah.
And all the heroes are going in different colors in flight to try to get them.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's
cool?
really cool. And
Can't
the
beat
fact that
the
he
price.
gave that for free is pretty awesome.
Well, I had to pay for the Submariner, Alan.
Well, but still. I mean, it's really nice.
Sure is nice to have
Oh.
everybody here. I'm sure glad everybody showed up. Ha ha! There he is. The man.
Whenever you mention his name, he has to come.
That's great. How are you, Russell? Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't know his name was Russell.
Yeah. And I'll say that,
So
and I will
bad.
say this. I won't tell you what I got from him. I even tried cheekily. He came up with a price after extraordinary effort to do it. And then he's sitting here going, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, I don't know, I don't know." He was up and down, and he finally gave me a price. And then I tried to be creepy, and I asked for even less. And then he said, "Well, I'll do a little bit more." But then I felt bad, so then I gave him a $20 super chat. because I wanted to give. I mean, it was too much. He was too nice, and I had to give something back, and then take credit for giving a super chat at the same time.
Yeah.
So I won't say what I got. Russell, would you please send me nice pictures of those 2 books I got, to my to Instagram or whatever, if you would.
You don't have it yet? You don't have the show?
No, I just bought them today. He was doing an unboxing. He was doing an unboxing, and then Gentner comes in. He says, "Hi, Collecto." I said, "How much?" He says, "Well, I wasn't really going to sell." He said, "I know, but how much?" That's how I roll, Alan. You know how I learned to do that? I learned it from a guy. Do you know who I learned that from?
Wow, that's not how I roll. I'm
No. Do you want to know who I learned that from?
Where'd you learn that from?
That's right. Okay, so now I have I have that. I have that. That's not the first appearance. That's a reprint. Reprint. No, that's not the first appearance. Accepted. It's an accepted. I don't like it. Okay, so mine's the original. I have the first print. I have the first print. Okay, so so now should I do the Don Rickles? I just say that because we're all good friends and stuff, like Don Rickles would say, and he'd go, "Geez, yeah."
I remember Don Rickles. Like, I remember they would always have him on Hollywood Roast and things like that.
Yeah, he was in his younger days. He absolutely is incredibly hysterical. The story he told, Frank Sinatra said, he said, "Frank, I got this gal over here, and I want to impress her. Could you come over and just say hi a little bit later on?" He said, Sure, Don, I'll be happy to. So Rickles is talking with this gal, and then Sinatra walks over. He says, "Hi, Don, how are you?" He says, "For God's sakes, Frank, can't you see I'm busy?"
Well, that's that way you look
and,
cool, right?
And of course, the crowd went crazy. He did that on Johnny Carson, and Sinatra was laughing as well. And of course, he always going, "Please, Frank, don't kill me." So I got a parcel from Tyler. Are you there?
Oh, Cosmic Trekker didn't like Don Rickles.
Oh, I'm here. I heard it. My favorite bell.
I have to ask, was Cosmic Trekker alive when Rickles was a kid?
I don't know.
Evidently, so. Well, they do have this thing called syndication and reruns down here in the United States, Matt.
No, I'm anyway. Yeah.
Here is Captain Science #1.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
I was just looking at that book.
I was looking at that. That was in my cart.
No,
I had that book. You took that from my cart.
It was in the same pile as my Planet Comics, which I brought.
It was in the Fame pile? The Fame pile?
Same pile.
Fame pile.
I have to ask, what makes him Captain Science? Why not Major Science or Lieutenant or Lieutenant?
Because Captain is far enough up as an officer, and it was always Captain everything. Captain Gallant, Captain America, Captain. Because
Cosmic Trekker is older.
There you go. Cosmic Trekker is ancient, 53.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we have 53 years?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, ancient people.
Mm.
So anyway, I got that one. And then at the same time, Major Lieutenant, are you crazy? Major Disaster.
Everybody's a captain, but the thing is, is he a naval captain or is he an army captain? Because the army captain is not as high as the naval captain.
Well, Matt, all of us have navels. Okay, so now I also was FOMOing with Alan. I was FOMOing Alan because he showed this book, and then incredibly, they had a remarkably colorful copy of the last Captain Science #5. But look at that cover.
Oh, that's in really good shape.
That's a fantastic looking book.
Do you need my address?
Sure. Sure. Put it up, and then you'll have all kinds of good mail coming to you. Let me get the correct spelling of your name. What was that social again? So there's this one. Isn't that a pip? It has almost a Kirby look to it. I mean, as far as Simon Kirby, with the way the monster's face is, the green eye, the red eyes up here, and kind of a beak, and he's got these forceps. In both hands, he has these metal forceps holding onto this incredible serpent, with some kind of a cage or something that like a bird cage thing that he's feeding this enormous serpent. Well,
Did you
thank
see that?
you.
Yeah.
Okay, Lyle, you get the pony. You get the pony. But look at the frail over here, and it's dark right down by where her trademark is. Why is that?
I don't
That's
know.
rather curious. But again, he's got a bubble helmet and protective gear like his little minion over there. And she is in the red dress and a blonde, and she has none, which is the way God intended in all comics. I just think this is an unbelievably amazing cover.
Yeah,
The Shark Pirates
that
of
one's in
Pisces.
really high grade too.
The shark. This one was a 4, My Comic Shop 4.
Oh, really?
Yep, and this is a my Comic Shop 3.5, which their graders are. Well, no, but again, they always, the reason why they do that, so that there's no, that everyone is happy. I think, except the people selling. This one just arrived as well, Alan. Matter of fact, this arrived today. Actually, I had the last book I'm going to show you showed up yesterday. This one is a brand new slab, and it's astonishing.
Oh,
My
that's
coffin
the
is
one that you're
waiting.
showing me.
Look at the colors on this. Isn't that a pip?
That is really nice.
Wow.
It's astonishing.
And this is a timely comic. It's from October of 1951. Alan, it's the last Marvel Boy story in the title.
Oh, wow.
The very last Marvel Boy. But
Major
Marvel
key.
Boy is not on the cover, though.
So, by the way, the Captain Science #1, it's Walter Johnson.
Yes, it's a Walter Johnson cover, yes. And actually, it's signed. Here, I'll show you.
I mean, it's signed by him, yeah.
It's signed in the corner. Walter Johnson. I have one more. Oh, there you go.
Twinsies.
Mm-hmm.
Bigby, hold up your Invisible Woman comic.
So mine's the low grade, though.
There,
Mine's
we're
only
twinsies
2.5.
too.
Mine's mint.
Mine's
Right.
uber mint. It's a 10.1.
Wow, 10.1.
And Alan, do you know who did the cover for the #5? Just off the top of your head?
I would guess Wally Wood.
It looks like Wally Wood to me. Or Joe Orlando, one of those two guys.
Yeah.
I don't
One of the
know.
two.
Someone with fast fingers. I would ask Matt, but Matt's here with us. Maybe Matt could do it. Can you tell me who did the cover?
Captain who?
Captain Science 5.
Captain Science #5. Exciting science fiction adventure stories.
Oh, it says Wally Wood and Joe.
It says
Orlando.
Wally Wood. And Joe
Wally Wood and
Orlando.
Joe. Okay, so both
Both
Wood
of them.
and Orlando did
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, then you really have the best of both worlds on that, because I think Orlando is good too, but I think
he's good.
channeled Wally Wood's more or less. But
Orlando did pencils, Wood did inks.
fair enough.
Nice. He did the Rocket to the Moon one too, which I really like.
Yeah, I have
Orlando.
I have that. I have that.
I have that too.
Okay. And the last book. And the last book I'm going to show, I bought this from Bill at, can't remember the name, Golden Age something or another. Really nice guy. And the book, he had sent the book in. He bought the book, had it slabbed, and then came to him, and then he didn't really look it over, and he sent it to me. And when I got it, I noticed that there was scuffing and crap inside the case on the inner well. And
you
so I
finally
said,
got this book back.
and I just got it back. It arrived today. And here it is.
Nice.
Beautiful.
And so this is the newest incarnation of the slab that CGC, I mean, this is brand new. Just it was sent 3 days ago. So 3 days ago, this was encapsulated, and there is no bump on the side, but it's very, very smooth. It's a very, I mean, this one side is almost like it's sealed, melted. I mean, there's absolutely nothing, and the corners are the bottom of the book.
X-Force #1 for that. Wow, but that's a trade for you there, Stephen.
But anyway, this cover has always fascinated me because, as you know, I'm a big history buff and World War II, Golden Age books and what have you. And although I can't say that the Green Llama has always been the top book of my choosing, I always thought that Mac Rayboy covers were excellent. And of course, Captain Marvel Jr. getting the lion's share of them, but he also did Green Llama. And he did Green Llama before, when it was in Prize Comics, before it basically then came over to Spark Publications. The never to be forgotten Spark. But anyway, there you go. And Spark Comics also did that Atomic Comics #1. And Alan found Rocket Girl on that Dynamic Comics, is it, Alan? That has the rock that has the naked people in its claws.
Oh, that's Punch.
Punch
Comics.
Yeah,
Punch Comics 20.
That Rocket Girl was there, which she was.
Yeah.
But Rocket Girl was always the second banana to Rocket Man. But anyway, I think her name is Rita. But anyway, the Green Llama smashes a plot against America. And this book was produced in August of 1945, which is very, very close. September 2nd is when World War II ended in Tokyo.
That means, though, they would have probably published that around VE Day.
Well, July, probably nearer July, or even June. I mean,
or
as
at
far
least
as
on the internal work, like the pencils and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. So anyway, this came back and it's perfect. So I'm going to have to call Bill and let him know that it came perfect. So that's what I got. That's my full my full shot.
That is a really nice presenting book.
Okay, so one sec here, I'll make you back to normal. Okay, so I was just going to show the.
Did Pockets Full go away again?
He went away again, I guess. I don't know.
I scared him off.
You scared him off. This is the other Joe Orlando one.
Yes, and she doesn't have a helmet again.
Again. You know, she's wearing like a skimpy thing, and he's like got full gear. He's even got gloves. He's got everything. He's got boots, and she's just wearing a skimpy.
Maybe she's an alien from their shapeshifters.
I think so. I think she is an alien because she has like, you know, that little bit of color in her hair. I don't know. So, but do you recognize the aliens, by the way, Stephen?
I sure do. They look like that one where they get the melon shot.
Yeah. Well, they also look like the ones that are jumping out of like flying saucers.
Do they have deer antlers?
Yeah, it looks like they have coral coming out of their eyes. Alan, if you will make me big, I will do twinsies with you.
Okay, cool. Okay. I can't see yours that well.
Yeah,
nice color strike.
Yeah, what color? What grade is yours?
3.5. What's yours? Yours raw.
Mine is like a 10-0.
I can see.
No, mine's a 2-0.
I have the feeling at some point Alan's going to invent the Spinal Tap number for grading, and he's going to go up to 11.
Yeah. So mine it's got a really rough spine, actually. It's really nice presenting, but it's got a rough spine.
Yeah, you can't tell from here, that's for sure.
But
it does look great.
This has a very, very nice color strike on it.
Yours is much more red. Mine is.
Well, the blues, my blues are very much more blue as well.
But Alan's room is also a little more lighter than Stephen's, so Stephen's has a little more shadow on his book.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. That's why you're here.
Boy, whatever you're paying him, I'll double it.
So yeah, I'll triple that because it's still nothing.
So anyway, but yeah, but I do like Rocket to the Moon, and it's very much like
it is a cool book.
Strange Adventures. I mean, not Strange Adventures. What's the one?
I remember.
Oh, there it is.
And then some more wings.
I have that one. I have that one.
Yeah, and I know you have this one.
By the way,
is
Ricky still here?
No, he was
from All Sorts of Words.
I don't know.
Yes. I want to thank him very much because I was the winner of his Addams Family draw.
So what did you get for that? Like what?
I'm getting the copy of the first appearance of Wednesday.
The copy of it?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the New Yorker. The actual
He had
an extra copy.
Extra copy of Wednesday?
Of the Wednesday's first appearance, and that's the prize.
Congratulations,
Wow.
Matt. That's great.
If you're interested in selling that, Matt, I'll probably buy that. I'd buy it from you or trade it for you.
Alan, say congratulations. Don't say sell it to me.
Well, I was looking for that book.
Name your price.
God, Alan, you are such a.
Anyways, I just wanted to, because if Ricky was still on, I just wanted to make sure that I thanked him very much. Although
I think that's. Yeah, I mean, I think it was cool that he did a pretty good video about
Addams Family,
showing where all the different characters were and stuff.
He knows where all the.
I'm always a predator. Yes, I know. Just don't wave books in front of me, and then I'll go crazy.
That's a really good book. Sell it to me.
Sell it to me.
Ooh,
how much?
Here's a pile of books.
Well,
Yeah.
Matt, were you going to show any more books, or did you already shoot?
No,
your book?
I've shown everything I've pulled out for the day. I was just
you just matter.
trying
It was an exaltation of Matter Eater Lad, correct?
well, it was an example. I mean, like Matter Eater Lad just happened to be one that my adventure and action books were easy to get to today. So that's why I went with that one, because I knew I had most of his major appearances and they were easy to get.
I've never heard any of that. I never knew what happened to Matter Eater Lad after Supergirl took over and I collected Adventure with Supergirl.
Yeah, no,
and I stopped. I didn't go into the Legion when Saturn Girl looked like she was the gal from Star Trek, with the thralls or whatever it was. With the really, really skimpy costumes and all that stuff. I never, the Grell stuff. I never really.
You know what? I actually really like the Mike Grell stuff, and I've had the Mike Grell comes to Ottawa a lot because his best friend lives here. So the Ottawa Comic Con, most years he's there. So I've had the chance to talk to him about a lot of this stuff, and he was just told when it came to the costumes, he was just told make them look cool.
That's nice. I liked his green. I liked the Warlord, and I liked Green Arrow. I thought he did a good job on those.
Yeah, last week I showed a Princess Leia that he drew that I bought a print that my son really liked, so I bought the print for it and had Mike sign it to myself and my son. So,
where is it? Do you have it there?
It's back in storage. I pulled it out last week when I was doing Bigby's thing, but I'd have to go digging again. And
don't go digging.
Yeah, the kids are asleep.
All those boxes behind you are DC books mostly?
I would say that yes, DC is probably 70% of my collection. At
Silver?
one point it was closer to 90. Well, just before Silver up in a lot of cases. Like my action run is complete from 324. And my Superman run is 296 on. I have I have all the Supergirl books. I have all the Superman family ones. I'm working on Jimmy Olsen and Lois as well. But like, it's one of those things you want to do it, but you grab what you can because these are older books. Like as Alan has told me privately, and I've heard him say on there, if you don't grab it when you have the chance, you might never get it again.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like something that I would say. Matter of fact, that is something that I say too. Target of opportunity. And if you don't buy it, be prepared to not see it, especially if it's
exactly. about 10 years ago, I saw the first appearance of Supergirl Raw. He had it for 800. I went through my entire resources I had on me at the time and offered him 750. He wouldn't take. Now these prices are in Canadian. Okay, he didn't take it. I literally went away, begged another $50 off of one of my friends who was a dealer there. Went back and he had sold it.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
never done
terrible.
business with that gentleman again.
What
He's
was it?
been-
Was that Action 252?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Action 252.
So what was the
And
greatest
I have yet to have seen another copy since.
of Action 252?
Yes.
Well,
You mean
in the-
live?
in
You
the
mean-
show.
you mean
like
in the
like
wild?
in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't travel like a lot of people. A lot of comic people will go like they'll go to like say Dayton Con and Cincinnati Con and like they've got like they have 3 or 4 major cities that a lot of them can go to. I have, if I really wanted to, I could go to Toronto or Montreal, but I'm not much of a traveler. So basically,
Where are you now?
He's in Ottawa.
I'm in Ottawa. Basically, I'm in Ottawa, like Alan is. Like I'm literally 50. I think it took me 21 minutes to drive to his house.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's on the other side
on the
of
Quebec
Ottawa.
side. I'm in a different city per se, but like literally, it's across the river. It's like I can be in Ottawa in 10 minutes.
Interesting.
And I mean, Ottawa is a million people, and we have quite a few. I call them medium-sized shows. But we only get one big one a year, Ottawa Comic Con, and
that's happening soon, isn't it, Matt?
that's in September. Yes, that's the weekend
What's
after
the one that's
Labor Day.
happening in this month, at the end of the month?
This is one of the medium shows I was talking about. It's Rob's show. This one is the comic book only show. Ottawa Comic Con. The other one is everything. It's like all those other. It's
I
a
still
mini
haven't
San
bought
Diego.
tickets yet. That's why I was wondering.
Mm.
You should buy
Well,
the tickets.
can I just say this about Comic Cons and looking for a book at a Comic Con? I found out long ago that when people are at a con, unless it's the last day,
Prices are crazy.
in order to they have what I call convention pricing, and convention pricing is always higher until they've paid all their bills and made enough money that they feel comfortable. After which, at the end of the show, if they say, well, I'll be happy to let something go. But what I have also found, and so the prices are generally higher. I like the idea that if you go to a shop like My Comic Shop or eBay or one of those others, it is always, I have found, cheaper that way, because they don't have the infrastructural costs and the added costs of setting up food, lodging, airfare, shipment of the books. If they have insurance for their books, the same thing. They have to lay that off on every book that they sell in order for them to make any money. And so unless they're desperate, I think buying from either that, or if you have a vendor that you deal with on eBay, that if they get it in or something like that, you can work a deal because you've established some goodwill with them. And that's how I operate. I found that to be far less expensive.
So in Ottawa, actually, the cons are quite good in a way because they're much more small scale in terms of like the cost for the vendors. So I think the vendors pay less than $100 kind of level.
I also do have an advantage that in some cases, I would say there are 4 or 5 dealers that go to a lot of these conventions that I've known for years and do give me discounts that they don't always necessarily give everybody else. Because
the pricing's pretty good.
Because you bought from them before.
I bought from the, like in one case, Alan was there. Like one of the vendors, his second in command is someone I went to high school with and hung out with. So like, I mean, in that case, like that's where like they call it the Matt discount. The Matt discount when I get it. Yeah.
So Alan squeezed you for the Matt discount.
He did get. He got a good deal on one of that secret romance book that you bought.
Yeah, I got it right behind me actually.
Yeah, he got a really good deal on that one. I was impressed in the cut that he got for that. And
I think originally they wanted like 300 or something crazy, and then I got them down to like 150 or something like that. It was
Yeah.
like, uh,
That's
Basically.
beautiful. Well done.
so yeah.
Yeah, well, Norm's a nice guy. The guy who, you know, that talking about.
This is what I was talking about with the alien dude.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah. Well, I have that one, Strange Mysteries or whatever it is, Alan, the plum colored cover, where the
yes,
guy
there's
is
another
shooting
one.
the big head, where he's shooting him right in the head.
That's it's not Strange Mysteries. It's Strange Worlds.
Strange Worlds.
Wait, I have it here too. One sec here. Strange Worlds. One sec here.
Big B, didn't you get you and your friend Chris there? I watched that video of you guys going to that Portland show, and it seemed like you had the same thing. You had guys you knew for a long time, and you were like, they gave it to me for this. So it sounded like you got some pretty good deals from your friends and fellow collectors.
There's some people that I know, a lot of those people I just was the first time meeting them, but I talked to them a little bit before I interviewed them and stuff. But my theory is always, well, something I heard on another channel is the money you make on a book is made when you buy it. So you've got to make a good deal on a book.
How was the wedding?
Go ahead, Stephen.
How was the wedding, Brian?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was really nice and very fun.
That's good. That's really good. What
I
you got,
can't
Brian?
find
What you got, Alan?
No, I couldn't find it. One sec. It's in here. It's just.
But that's an advice I would give to anybody who's listening. If you've dealt with
here it
people,
is.
and they're good people, and you've dealt with them for years, throw a price at them. You might surprise you.
But they have bigger head, by the way. But yeah,
Space Detective.
Space Detective. I thought it was Weird Worlds, Strange Worlds, but it's Space.
That's
Detective.
okay. I didn't think it was, but I knew that's it. All of those kind of merged together into this amorphous space
There's
monster
Captain
blob.
Science, Space Detective, Strange Worlds,
Rocket to the moon.
Yeah,
it's all good stuff.
So I guess we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Anyone wants
Thanks,
to
guys, for inviting me.
I'll this is the last glimpse. Oh, you actually did quite a lot in that short time.
Wow.
Who's the gal and who's the guy?
It's just some zombie, and she's some sort of space gal, space ranger chick.
So, Big B, do you ever ink your work?
That's permanent. I always get worried when I ink that I'm going to ruin it, but
no. But what you could do is like use like some kind of paper over it, and then just isn't that the way that they do it? Trace it, yeah.
Sometimes the ink right over the pencils. So
I know it's better if you ink
I
over
do
the pencils.
digital inking is usually what I do. So
yeah, digital ink it. I just think it would make it really pop.
Okay.
Are you buying it, Alan?
Yes.
I guess so. I
Good
don't know.
enough.
Maybe.
And
Who knows?
You want the space cap?
Just before we go, have you guys consummated your deal yet?
I actually was going to talk to Big B about that. So can we finish the deal maybe on the weekend? You and me.
I'm working
Brian?
tomorrow, but yeah, we could try to hammer it out. Tomorrow's my birthday too, but we can try to get it finished.
No. You do more important things. Like maybe Sunday or Monday or some other day.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it. We're close.
Okay. I mean, there's like a few books. Actually, there's one book that I didn't see on the list, but it was in the pile that it got mixed in. So I wasn't sure if it was one of the ones you had agreed upon. So I wasn't sure if I should send it to you or not. It was the Venture Comics it has like a Neil Adams cover. Check your list, just make sure. I want to verify the list before I send it out. Because I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure I don't miss anything that. It was Venture Comics.
A Neil Adams cover of what?
Venture
Comics.
Yeah, Venture. I can show it to you. One sec here.
Adventure Comics?
No, just Venture.
Okay.
Just Venture. I don't think Neil Adams did an adventure cover ever. I think Kurt Swan and Jim Aparo were the big ones that did covers.
And who was the artist of the early Legion of Superheroes?
Well, they had let's see.
John Ford.
Yeah, I was going to say Forte and Hamilton, I think, was the other one.
Hamilton was the writer.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's not on
No, actually.
That's not on my list.
Okay, so I think there was a few books that got mixed in by accident.
Stephen,
We'll
from
have to go
62 to
Yeah,
65,
we should go
Jerry
through the
Siegel
list.
did the majority of writing for Legion stories.
Jerry Siegel did?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Siegel,
Alan will probably
was
Alan-
the one who created Matter Eater Lab.
hold tight. Alan, I think you want to pull the plug and then maybe we can go off camera and,
Yeah.
canoodle.
Canoodle, sure. So, bye everyone. Thanks everyone for showing up
Bye.
and watching.
Thanks
the
for
Friday
coming.
show.
Hope you
Sorry, I
like
was
the
a little
show.
bit down because my face is actually paralyzed. But other than
That's
that,
a good look for you.
yeah, it's good. It's very painful. But yeah, we'll talk later. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.